If it is a 10-year lease, then that's quite easy, isn't it? The term is the same. It says 10 years out, not 2 years out. But look at D. D on page 156 is meant to replace D on page 152. It says that the current monthly rent, in this case it would be, is whatever it is, whatever the payment is the monthly rent, and will increase or decrease to equal the payment on the underlying loan for the term of the lease. The lessor will notify the lessee in writing with notice and evidence of increase or decrease at least 30 days prior to payment change date. You would take all of that copy and move it down to D on page 152 if it is applicable, if it's an act deal. Do you get that? Everybody get that? Okay. On next, we'll go to option, which is exhibit C. All right. On the option, it tells you again to make sure that the deposit in paragraph 3. Whoop, what am I doing here? Oh, I got it wrong. Up there line. It says deposit should show 0 because there is no deposit in the assignment PDO. This is the act deal. It's actually in, well, it is. Looks like where it says now, therefore. It is under that paragraph 3, but it's not actually part of that paragraph. Anyway, in the middle of page 153 where it says $10,000. No. Okay, you put 0 there because there is no option deposit. In the case of an act deal. You can't show it as an option deposit. It's not. It's an assignment fee. Your assignment fee is not shown in your option agreement. Remember, in the case of an act deal, this is the same option agreement that I've just signed with the seller. It's the same lease agreement that I've signed with the seller. I'm not paying the seller any down payment. I mean, any option payment. My tenant buyer is not paying me any option down payment. So that will say 0. Apparently, you don't put the assignment fee under option deposit. That's all it says. Does that make sense? All right. Now, look at the purchase price in the paragraph below, number 1, where it says $200,000 on page 153. You insert one of the 2 lines below that is applicable with the star there on page 156. For example, if it's as simple as the purchase price equals the loan balance at the time of purchase, then that's what it says right there. You put a star in the blank where the purchase price goes, and then you put a star at the end of paragraph 1 after the words lease agreement. And then you add that language. It will say the purchase price equals the loan balance at the time of closing. If, of course, the seller gets money, then you will use the one below it. It says the purchase price equals the loan balance at the time of closing plus $10,000, whatever it's talking about. Now, all that confusing enough. Well, you mean that $10,000 is not short? Okay, let's try it again. You need to follow this. This is really, really important. Turn back on page 153 and look at paragraph 1, where it shows the $200,000 purchase price. If my purchase price is the loan balance at the time of purchase, I cannot put that there. I must put a star on that line, and then go to the end of that paragraph and put another star, which refers to that line, and it says that the purchase price equals the loan balance at the time of closing. If I do not do that, and I put a number up there, then that is my purchase price. Pay on this thing for 10 years. That's still what I owe. It's very important. Change right there. Remember, when I know it's an X, I'm going into the seller's home with this agreement in my hand. I'm not using the one we used this morning, because I know I'm going to assign this agreement to a tenant buyer. And my intent here is to protect the seller. So I'll use the same agreement that I would install a tenant buyer in a house with. That would be this one, since I'm not staying in the deal. So if I'm going to get this thing built out in the seller's house, I want to make sure that my purchase price equals the loan balance at the time I purchase it. So I don't want to forget to do number 1. Now when I'm signing into my lease option buyer, it's already in there, and they're covered. The loan balance is whatever it is at the time of purchase. Okay? Everybody clear on that? I hope. Exhibit D will not apply to an act deal. That is your down payment assistance program. With acts, we don't need to worry about down payment assistance. We're not giving the money anyway, and the seller's not going to collect money over and above the rent. So we just ignore it. It does not apply. All right? On the next page is your assignment that your attorney will get you and your buyer to sign. This was written by my attorney. And that is where it says the assigned order desires to transfer his rights to the contract to assignee, and assignee desires to receive such rights under this contract, and consideration thereof agrees to pay the amount of $10,000 upon execution of this agreement. That's where the assignment fee is put into writing, not in the option. Remember, the option is the same one I signed with the seller. We don't even know what the assignment fee is yet. And on the next page is a general release for the buyer to sign, and it's pretty much the same one we had the seller to sign. It says something wrong, don't call me. That is signed in front of the attorney. And somebody in the attorney's office even notarizes it for you. And then you put that in your file. The assignment goes in your file. The general release goes in your file. The lease option agreement that you assign, a copy of it, goes in your file. The original goes to the tenant buyer. Well, the original, if it's in your possession, the original might be the seller. I don't really care, right? As long as I have a copy of it. The tenant buyer must get a copy of the lease they are assuming. Your attorney will see to that anyway. The tenant buyer must get a copy of everything they signed. The seller must get a copy of everything they signed. So if you go into the house, the seller signs the lease purchase agreement, make sure you send them back a copy of it with your signature on it as manager of your LLC or president of your corporation. Okay, on page 159, we have already discussed avoiding defaults can be done by getting larger deposits, period. That's the best way to avoid defaults. Even then, that will not avoid them. That will just reduce them. Guys, are you enough people in houses? Are you going to have it all? Okay, so is anybody going to get upset and want to go kick the dog when you actually have to take action on somebody or remove them from the property? Yes. Here's my simple philosophy. With tenants in the vault, as they quite often do, if I had to hazard a guess, I would guess that 75% of the people you put in houses would never buy them. Again, you determine that based on your actions, on choosing them, and on your actions after installing them. How much work you want to have somebody do to get qualified. But you can probably increase that to 75% buy and 25% no, if you want. But sooner or later, you're going to come along, the 5th of the month is going to go by, and you're going to discover somebody does not need either of it this month. So here's what I do. On the 6th, we send them a 3-day notice. The 3-day notice that we use in our county, because that is what's required by our county's law. In your case, it may be a 3-day notice, it may be a 5-day notice. You'll get this notice from your own attorney, or from your own forms, package, wherever you live, or from your mail group, or from any place you can know that it's the right document. Any landlord has already got this agreement, or this form. You send a 3-day notice, and that cannot include holidays or weekends. And you say, hey, or quit. That's pretty much what it says. Clear it out. On the 3-day notice, it'll show what they owe, and you should learn to fill that out. There's probably a local government website where you live where you can track down that notice, and it'll probably tell you how to fill it out. But do it. But you got to be careful. You send out a 3-day notice, and you didn't know that you can't include weekends or holidays, and all that time goes by, and you ask your attorney to evict, you send out a notice, and say, you got to send out a 3-day notice, it's worthless. So you send out a 3-day notice, and you wait. Ours goes out on the 6th if we're done on the spot. And it simply says, when you rent $1,000, please add the $100 late fee to it. At 3 days, send it back before we turn it over to the attorney. If we receive the money, great. If we don't receive the money, we turn it over to the attorney. Now, along the way, we will extend the courtesy of a phone call to the client and find out why they okay. We won't slow anything down, but we do extend that courtesy. And sometimes they get the money in there immediately because they know we're serious. Now, we haven't contacted them. They won't return a call. We haven't received the money. We don't sit around and have a family discussion about what we should do next. If we haven't got the money, it goes directly to the attorney to file eviction. The attorney will then send them another notice and give a few more days before we file eviction on them. And you make it crystal clear. Now, send rent, must pay me, must attorney fee. And by the way, while all this is going on, if your attorney gets involved, your attorney must collect the money. Because if you take any part of the money, you just steal your own eviction, you got to start all over again. You got to take all of it. And let the attorney collect it, let the attorney send it to you at that point. And your tenant buyer will clearly know you're real debt. And do not accept part of it, not taking it at all. Once they pay the attorney fees, you have now conditioned them to know that you're serious. And from that point on, you probably won't have any money in trouble collecting the rent unless they simply move out because they know you're not going to take their crap. If you do not do this, if you actually have a heart, if you listen to all their whiny, sobby, tear-jerking stories, if you chase them down to try to beg for your rent and absorb this stuff that may or may not be true, but even if it is true, it doesn't matter. When you are not collecting rent, the tenant is stealing your money. The same as if they put a gun to your head. If you allow it, I promise you, they will take advantage of it, and they have conditioned you, not the other way around. Don't allow it. If a tenant cannot pay their rent on time, and they still don't have it by the time you file eviction on them, you might as well file the eviction and get it over with, because this relationship is done. And if you file eviction on them, you've got a credit report anyway, and there's no chance you're going to get a loan. Maybe you don't care, but you're sure ain't done anything by filing the eviction. But here's what I absolutely know. If they can't pay, time will not fix it. If they can't pay this month, they won't pay next month, they won't pay the month after. From that day forward, they're a pain in the ass for the rest of the relationship. You have to draw a line. You have to decide when enough is enough. My line is very simple. I told them from the beginning, look, no, send you a 3-day notice. If you don't get that in, it's a system. It does it automatically. Yeah, you'll get a notice. Yes, you can pay after that. But you want the money, you want the payment on time, you want the late payment. You don't pay, you won't take the check. You don't send it with a late payment. And if the attorney ever has to file on it, now you got to pay the attorney's fees too. And I'll make a decision at that time. You don't even want your money at all. So, ladies, this is what you probably ought to let him do. You can decorate the house, but you probably ought to let the mean old man take care of the hard stuff with the tenants. Unless it's the other way around. Whoever's the biggest asshole in the family ought to be in charge of this process. You know who you are. The best thing that you can do is not have personal contact with a tenant and listen to his operations because you don't have a heart. You're saying that you don't fall for it. I'm telling you. A problem, and almost never does time fix that problem. We've got one right now, late every single month. Every single month, we make late penalties too. Every single month, we make late penalties. Every single month, we have to send 3-day notice out before we send his money. But I'll tell you right now, you don't get that money, and everybody get that notice. You don't get evicted like anybody else. In my case, once I start the eviction, I'm not stopping it. Do you understand that you've got several $1,000s of their money? You have every right to evict everybody out of the house, and they do not get their money back. So they get that too. They know if you evict them, they know who's got all the money they gave you. So these tenants are so much easier to get to pay than those tenants that can just go move into someplace else and push them out of the house. But you're still going to have problem with children. Some of you know how much of the crap they take. Basically, I take probably more crap than I should because it's not me taking the crap anyway. I'm not the one sending the notice, making phone calls, doing any of that junk. So I'm not much worried about that much. I can tell you, I will not let them go very long without paying the rent. My staff gives me a report on the 6th or 7th of the month. I'll pay who hasn't paid. And if there's any month that hasn't paid every month, same response, send them a notice. And they've probably already done it before I tell them that. And then they know to go send it to the attorney after that. It's just that simple. Okay? Roll with an iron fist. And you know, pretty soon, you're going to be lying on the payments, not collecting rent, people living in your house, stealing money from you. You wonder why you ever got into this landlording stuff. Or I'm concerned, somebody gives me $5,000 to move into my house. They're just giving me an excuse to move back out and look like more like somebody else. All right, I'm going to go through these properties here that you've given me. Let's read a few more deals here because you got to take these on and turn them into deals if you want to go out. I think, let's see, I'm doing it right. All right, here we go. I've got one up here for Bruce Moore. Take a look at this. Bruce, where are you? Bruce? Bruce is not here. Well, then, no sense reading Bruce's deal, right? Okay. Now, teach Bruce to leave early. Okay, who we got here? David? David, you here? All right. Okay, we got $105,000 first. We got an asking of $285. We got a comp of about the same. And we got a payment of $1,052. And they say, yes, they will leave purchase. So they owe $105, they want $285, and that's about what it's worth. All right. So, David, what do you think? Let's make the prospect. Working. It's definitely a prospect. Okay, so what are you going to do with it? I was thinking what I wanted to do with it was a sandwich lease. I wanted to see if I could. Why did you choose sandwich? Because the payment